G'day friends! I'm back with another video, and today we're going to attempt a 10-minute, 10-page journal flip. I don't know if that's a thing. Oh, 10-minute, 10-page on a Tuesday journal flip. I love alliteration. This is my colourful shirt for today. I just went paintballing, obviously. Ooh, first idea, best idea. We all get together, we go paintballing, we take our journals, use them as shields, get them all covered in paint, then journal on top. How dumb we were for doing that, and how much that hurts. I'm not going paintballing. I hate guns. Okay, so today we're gonna do that. It won't be 10 minutes. I've obviously just lied to you. Maybe 12 minutes. Behind me, these are some of the journals that made it to California. There's a bunch there. A lot of you have been asking to see inside, and yeah, I mean, look, to me, they're not that interesting because I was the one that sat there and looked at them that whole time. But I'd love to share them with you guys if that's what you're after. So yeah, I'll let you know what I was thinking during making them and how some of them came to be, why I keep some of the stuff around that I do. Yeah, let's just dive in. So this is a bunch of all my journals. It's not everything. I feel like half the stuff's still at home in Australia, but this is as much as I wanted to send to California. And it's just got a lot of memories in there, so I like to keep them around and, you know, use that to inspire that, and something in there I want to photocopy and put back in there. So I got to start because I will never get through it all. Anyway, let's get rid of everything. This is the one today. This is the Large Dylusions Journal. I love this journal. I mean, it's been great to work through, and I'm almost finished. I mean, that's a lot, so pretty proud of myself. I haven't decorated the cover. Don't know if I will. Maybe. Here we go. This page I did a little while ago. This is when I was making my own stamps out of foam. This is cute. I like her. She was something I drew on a watercolor piece of paper and then snipped her out and glued her on, and you know, had played around with the background, and just a lot of layering of stencils, a lot of matte acrylic paints, even some cheap, you know, $2 shop paints. These ones are a little metallic, got a little sheen to them. And in all honesty, I don't even remember what that says, and I can't read my own writing. So I think this is to slip beneath the surface, agile and something. This was me just experimenting because this was the first page I did in this big journal, and I just didn't even know if I could cover it. So pulled out my largest stencils and made some pretty big stamps just on old pieces of. Oh, I'll go and get them. All right, so this is the actual stamp I used on here. Is it? No, it's not at all. I'm such a liar. I made this stamp because I think I did this. I really liked this. These are just brush strokes with crap paint. So yeah, then I got some old kids foam and glued it onto the back of this, you know, it's the back of a paper pad. And now I stamp with that when I want to be lazy. That inspired me to do that. So yeah, I'm a liar, that wasn't it. I mean, this was the negative of that. So 2 stamps for the price of 1. And literally for the price of nothing, because they were just scraps. Anyway, so that's that page. I like her, I think she's cute. I love mermaids, I've always loved mermaids. This one was another page I did. It actually was the start of something completely different. I'll just show you. It was the start of this, and I'd done it this way, and I'd done the pink, and I'd done everything, and then I got to doing it, and I thought that just looks insane, and I can't use that as my background. So I flipped the book around, and then just stuck her down. And then I had one of these little drawings floating around. I make digi-stamps for my Etsy. These are, you know, this is kind of a very, I wouldn't say generic, but this is kind of the layout of the face and the style. They all have these kind of little cute little girl faces and bodies made out of something. This is how I put that together, and then I thought, well, she can be her little pet. Quote said, there are plenty of fish in the sea, but this one is mine, so don't touch. I guess is a little cheeky. These were just these cosmetic sponges that I was using. Dipped them in my black paint, shoved them on, drew some little fish bones. This is kind of a little dark. It's supposed to be humorous. I mean, I love the colors. To me, I love this color story. I guess she's got her own little captive fish friend. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't create with a lot of story, you know, it's just, I love the color, I love to draw mermaids. I mean, she's another mermaid. This whole book is probably full of mermaids. I'm gonna realize it today when I'm talking about it. But yeah, this is, you know, I don't create most of the time with anything in mind. It's instinctive and I just go with it. And then, you know, at the end of the day, I look at this and I think, well, she's done. These are cute too, I love these. These are little Posca paint pens. which are great because they just go over the top of anything. So yeah, love that. All right, here we go, Cruella de Vil. Who doesn't love a good villain? So I love fashion illustration. Fashion illustration is, you know, one of my biggest passions. It's what I love to look at. It's what I love to do. It's just so angular and it's so bizarre. This is pretty typical of what you probably find in the rest of this book. This was a self-portrait that it really doesn't look anything like me, but I liked it, so I kept it. That's the part that I still struggle with. Knowing what to write on top, or knowing if I even want to write anything on top. I think nowadays I've just gotten to a point where I scribble it so it's illegible, and then to me it just looks like text but really probably says nothing. This probably just says I am eating while I'm doing this, because that wouldn't be a lie. This was a background that I completely messed up, and I was just doing a lot of testing with these new little craft stamps that I made out of old scraps. These little squares, these little foam dots. So that, over here. Here it is. You can barely see it because I went ham on this background and just tried to add everything I could, and then I thought, great, you've stuffed it up, James. But nothing is ever truly ruined, right? Because we can always add on top of it. So, you know, this turned into be one of my favorite things. This was me practicing with a lot of paint, like heavy body paint, and then watering it down, and then spraying some like Dylusions ink in there. I love this little smoky look. This was actually just one of a design of a digi-stamp that I never actually ended up producing. It made it into my journal. She's got a bizarre hand. No one's hand looks like that. It's literally, is it that? I'm not mad at it. That's my journey. I'm not good at hands yet. And I'm apparently not good at cats because that looks nothing like a cat. This green wash kind of thing was from a little Mikador watercolor brush from literally when I was like 7 years old. I found it in an old craft box and I thought, waste not, want not. Well, I love eyelashes. You'll see eyelashes everywhere. This one has some really special meaning to me. My gran and I, we would sit down and color in together. We would have every coloring book under the sun, every fairy coloring book that has ever been sold, we colored it in. And she eventually got to the point where she colored in so many of the same book. She just took drawings of mine and she would get them photocopied, and then she'd start coloring them in. And she'd color in 20 copies of the same drawing. And then eventually she said, you know, can you just draw me anything you want and I'll color it in. So I did, and this was something she went and got photocopied 1,000,000 times, and she would draw her own patterns all over them, and she'd color them in all different. And I used to get so angry at her because she'd never color in the skin. And it would bug me that she wouldn't do it. Anyway, so my gran passed away a few years ago, and I had a whole bunch of all of her old coloring stuff and everything we used to do together. So, you know, I wanted to give it a second life. I didn't want to keep it hidden away in a folder that no one would ever see. So yeah, I've started putting them into my journals, putting my touch on top of what my gran had already started and just integrating it into, you know, somewhere that I'm always gonna be able to see it. I'm always gonna be able to remember, you know, that's what my gran and I do together. That's what we did. This is very special to me. These pages where Gran's work is in there too. Whew, it's a little emotional. Alright, this spread is to show anyone out there that thinks I've got it all together that you're wrong. Sometimes I literally just go too far. This is just picture on picture. These were actually full bodies, so this was the part of the body and then they had legs, but I cut off all the different legs and made them into this ball gown, and then detailed over the top, added some Posca paint pens, got a crown because she's a queen. This is something I drew on the phone while I was waiting on hold. You know you've been on hold when you finished that. Just anyone that thinks that I've, you know, planned it all out and that I can show restraint, just remember this page. So this is a spread with a lot of Disney stuff. Just old illustrations, ephemera, bits. This is an old cruise compass when I worked on Disney Cruise, so those bring back great memories. These little photos I get printed on Social Print Studio. You can make little calendars, you can make little stickers. Like, these are all just little stickers that I have. I literally cannot have enough from Social Print Studio. I keep ordering stuff. So these were little test prints. I used to sell prints through my Etsy store, and I have them all lying around and I don't want to get rid of them because, you know, what a waste of ink. So I just glued these in, drew these boxes, and then just practiced doodling. Because I draw the same patterns over and over again. It's always these little scalloped things. And like just little frills and little mermaid scale type things. So I wanted to challenge myself to practice with patterns so that when I go to do another pattern on something, I just don't do the same fish scale or scallop. This was just taking elements of the photo and putting them into here. So there are her lips, there's her lips, her eye, little makeup, that little Cleopatra thing. Doodle practice. I never draw men, so just wanted to practice drawing a man. This was inspired by Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. I just literally wanted to practice drawing a male face. And this was with Jane Davenport's Epic pen. I love this pen so much. And here's the last one. I will doodle or, you know, draw things and I won't throw them away because I think it's such a waste of time to have sat down and done it and then throw it away. So any old prints or any old, you know, little practice drawings, or this was a hand from a project I did last year before Christmas. This is from a cat coloring in book that I absolutely love. Old junk, really. I mean, when it's on a piece of scrap paper somewhere, you wouldn't think twice about it, but I love trying to collect it all and put it together in a spread. And if it loosely ties together, then, you know, lucky me. And if it doesn't, I just love the visual appeal of it. Old logo designs that I had for something that I just turned into a bag. I cannot get enough of this cat coloring in book. I'm a crazy cat lady. These were 2 digi-stamps. I actually sell these too on Etsy. They made it. This was my sketch. I love the sketches. Didn't even cut them out, just ripped them out and stuck them in. But yeah, so let's do a quick flip through the rest just in case you're curious.